Ha! Raine's Rhapsody. More like Ida's Requiem, am I right?
これがレクイエムだ。
The latest Owl House episode, Ida's Requiem, has made Disney animation history by introducing its first openly non-binary character, Raine Whispers, to the fray. And I love them so much. Just the name Raine Whispers, why does it go so hard? It just rolls off the tongue so well. I absolutely love it. I don't love them quite as much as Hunter, but they're up there. They're up there for sure. As I'm sure many were able to tell from the first Season 2 trailer, Raine is the current Bard Coven leader. They were briefly shown in the last episode when the Coven leaders visited the Emperor's castle to get a glimpse of what the Day of Unity would look like once it's completed. Granted, their eyes were whited out, but the glasses were the exact same. Once upon a time, Ida and Raine were really good friends who did bard magic together for fun. And to clarify, bard magic is magic that allows one to control the environment around them or the movements of their foes from a long range with the use of a musical instrument. It kinda seems overpowered on paper, but if the opposing witch is able to get the bard user's instrument away from them, they become pretty useless until they get it back. Although Raine was skilled at bard magic, they had bad stage fright. It was thanks to Ida's words of encouragement on the day they hung out on the hill that motivated them to become stronger. Mainly once they started teaching for the Bard Coven. You can't run from your fears forever, which is why you gotta get the jump on them. Very wise words from our local owl lady. Raine couldn't stand the fact that Belos was trying to recruit people through force and made anyone who didn't fall in line disappear. And this isn't referring to just his coven either, it's any witch who didn't want to join a coven, period. So they decided to create an organization called the Bards Against the Throne, the Bats for short, a group dedicated to overthrowing the current system to change things for witches who want to have freedom and not be forced to join a coven. Fun fact, one of the Bats members is Katya, the girl all the way back from episode 1 who Luz helped escape from the conformatorium. And it's likely Raine has been taking more blatant action against the Emperor after what they saw would happen during the Day of Unity. With the day getting closer and closer, it's only natural the Bats would want to take more drastic measures. Ida begins to join the Bats on their missions as a way to run away / cope with the inevitable changes that'll happen in her life. Luz is still trying to get info out of the Echo Mouse to get back home as soon as possible, while King is still trying to get in contact with his dad, giving Ida the impression he's going to leave to look for him directly, which we learned wasn't actually the case by the end of the episode, but the way the episode was playing it off made it seem super likely, so it was understandable for Ida to think the same. After helping some witches escape being brought to the conformatorium, we see Ida play her Requiem firsthand for Raine with the old instrument from her trunk, where Raine sees how this bard magic can quite literally suck the life out of the environment around them / mess with other witches' magic. Ida first demonstrated this magic at the beginning of the episode, thinking her magic returned fully, which it didn't, but I guess she can still use bard magic to an extent, just in a different manner because of the curse. That's what I got out of it anyway, unless it's the instrument itself that just has all the magic. Similarly to how Gwen learned to respond to Ida's curse at the end of Keeping Up Appearances, I love how Raine wasn't wigged out about how Ida's curse was affecting the bard magic, but rather accepted it instantly and saw the value in it, further playing into the fact of Ida's curse being represented as something that's a part of her now rather than some disease that needs to be cured / forcefully taken out of her. And others around her need to accept that and let her deal with the curse on her own terms, which has been the elixir system, as you all know. Of course, I can't forget the best moments from this episode when Raine and Ida had to use their bard magic to try to take down Darius and Eberwolf, the Abomination and Beast Tamer Coven leaders respectively, combining their powers of bard magic in an attempt to shut them down in their tracks before they find them. Somewhat off topic, but the way Darius used Abomination magic was really cool to me in this episode because he was quite literally able to turn into an abomination himself and use the abomination goo to teleport members of the Bats from where they were to the conformatorium. It is incredible how versatile he is with abomination magic. You know, before with the Blight family, we just saw them create abominations from nothing and just control them, but this guy literally becomes one and can teleport people. Eberwolf was pretty cool too, being able to turn more beast-like and summon giant beasts, but Darius in particular just looked really cool. I really liked the way he used his magic. But back to Raine and Ida. Even on the brink of being severely affected by Ida's curse magic, both Raine and Ida were still willing to continue playing the song if it meant Belos' forces would be weakened. God, I love Raine. They're so accepting of the curse, they were willing to potentially die from it for the greater good of the Isles. That's some I keep my ideals energy right there. However, this changed once Raine realized why Ida was going so far. They saw Ida's picture with Luz and King fall out of her pocket and how Ida continued to play vigorously after saying those two have other lives to return to and don't need Ida anymore. Raine could clearly tell Ida was going this far because she felt like her life was falling apart and didn't know how to cope with the change. She was having fun with Raine, sure, but that feeling of sadness rooted from her home life changes aren't going to just go away from a few laughs. I want to quickly mention that picture in Ida's pocket. I feel like that pic being shown was supposed to subtly reference Ida's old picture with Raine and Lilith, but what's crazy is that picture was never directly mentioned or shown at all in this episode. I found that a tad strange. But the dynamic these two have is just incredible. I got genuinely sad when Raine sacrificed himself to Darius if it meant Ida could escape. More so after Ida Danier bawled her eyes out. It's quite a shame we're probably not going to see Raine again until the Day of Unity itself, which will likely begin at the end of the Season 2 finale or sometime during early Season 3. I could be wrong on multiple fronts here, but I think the Day of Unity is endgame for the Owl House, and the Owl House gang reversing it will be how the series ends more or less. Since Kiki trapped Raine with their own Coven symbol, saying she wouldn't let them out until the Day of Unity because Belos needs all the most powerful witches from each Coven to make it happen. And just the fact that the Coven symbols can be used as a way to trap any witch against their will. Kinda crazy how Kiki can just do this to any witch she wants to if need be. Anyone that has a symbol, that is. I wonder if Belos can do what Kiki did. It wouldn't surprise me. As for the Coven heads, my buddy Kevin from the Roundtable pointed out on Discord that they give off heavy Akatsuki vibes from Naruto, which I can totally see. Especially with Darius and Eber working in a pair like all the Akatsuki members. They gave me a mixture of Deidara and Sasori with Hidan and Kakuzu vibes. I guess that makes Belos Madara and Hunter Obito, huh? I miss him already. I think the only thing I would have done to make this episode feel more well-rounded is make the Luz Kingside story a tad more enjoyable. It wasn't bad per se, but it fell really flat in comparison to the Raine Ida plotline. The highlight to that side plot was seeing King's dad watch King's video message in the wild at the very end. He's a lot smaller than I thought he would be, not gonna lie, but still has a dope design. I'm very curious to see where that storyline's gonna go to. And I'm also very eager to see what other pairings are going to be taking action amongst the Coven leaders. Darius and Eberwolf being paired together was definitely an interesting one. I think the Potion Coven leader with the Construction Coven leader would be interesting. I just like their designs a lot, so seeing those two paired together would be awesome. Man, this episode gave so many potential scenarios to look forward to, I honestly cannot wait to see more. Of course, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like down below, it helps me out a ton. But for now, I will see you guys next time. Peace out, take care, bye-bye.